the immune system. What exactly is it? And how does it work? Let's find out. Your immune system has 3 lines of defense. The first one we'll talk about is your skin. Optimally, your skin has a pH level that is slightly acidic at 5.5, and this helps to kill pathogens like bacteria. But what would happen if the healthy pH level went slightly closer to neutral? That's when bacteria can flourish on the skin and acne can develop. Your first line of defense also includes what's known as your mucosa. They're found in your GI tract, your urogenital region, and your nasal passages. And they have good bacteria called mucins. They help break down invading pathogens. Think of it this way. Your body is like a house. And outside the house you have a fence. That's your skin. And inside and outside of the fence you have your own personal bodyguards. That's your immune system. They help protect you from pathogens. You have to have an opening in your body, right? You have to have places where you can get rid of waste and where you can eat. This is where the mucins come in. The bacteria gets into your mucosa, and the mucins, the good bacteria, help fight them off. The second line of defense in your immune system involves 3 different things. The first one are called neutrophils. They're the first thing to respond to sites of injury, and they ingest or eat pathogens. There's an enzyme in neutrophils called myeloperoxidase, and that's what makes your mucus turn green. There's another type of cell that literally ingests pathogens in your second line of defense. They're called macrophages. It literally means big eaters. They can engulf entire viruses, bacteria, cellular debris, or even dust particles in your lungs. Although typically macrophages are known as being part of what's called non-specific immunity, many people are not aware that they are actually involved with what is known as APCs, antigen-presenting cells, and the major histocompatibility complex. And basically what this means is that in addition to being able to engulf really big pathogens, they also have the ability to display parts of those pathogens to other cells so that your body can, quote unquote, remember what they look like in the future. There's also, in the second line of defense, the NK cells, natural killer cells. Instead of destroying pathogens, though, they induce apoptosis in infected cells, which is basically instructing them to kill themselves. Hey, Aisha,
Yes.
how many apples grow on a tree?
I don't know. How many?
All of them. Hey, Aisha, you want to hear a joke about construction?
Yes.
I'm still working on it. Hey, Aisha, did you know that 5/4 of people are bad at fractions?
Really?
The first cell in your specific immunity are known as B cells. They're made in your bone marrow, and they produce antibodies, which are also known as immunoglobulins. And there's 5 kinds. People remember them with the mnemonic GAMED, IgG, A, M, E, and D. Each of the immunoglobulins has specific functions, and sometimes some of them can get carried away. For example, IgE can cause a life-threatening condition called anaphylactic shock. The IgE releases histamine and causes, among other things, muscle contraction and vasodilation. This condition can quickly result in death if medical treatment is not sought. In specific immunity, there's also T cells. They're made in the thymus, and that's easy to remember because thymus starts with a T. These cells direct other cells on what to do. For example, they produce a type of cell called cytokines. One example of a cytokine is an interleukin. These cytokines initiate signaling cascades. Interleukins play a role in many autoimmune diseases, such as lupus erythematosus. Many of the people who suffer from this condition develop what's known as a malar rash, aka butterfly rash. This occurs because of their photosensitivity when exposed to sunlight. The first line of defense in your immune system is your skin and mucosa. The second line of defense involves macrophages, neutrophils, and natural killer cells. Sometimes these first 2 lines of defense are referred to as innate immunity, sometimes referred to as non-specific immunity. The third line of defense is known as specific immunity, and it involves 2 kinds, the humoral immunity with the B lymphocytes and the cell-mediated immunity with T lymphocytes. I've given you a very brief overview over these different areas of immunity. Watch for future videos where I go more into detail. Goodbye. What are you doing here? The video's over.